Feed, an Undead horror, features the vocal talents of Kim White as the narrator, Lola Organa as Kaylee, Anthony Hahn as Isaac, and myself, Mark K. Gamiao, as Uncle John. This podcast will be enhanced by sound effects and ambient music to create an immersive atmosphere. Please enjoy.
Chapter 3 Panic at the Eat and Go. Kaylee.
Uncle John saw something. I know he did because he sped up all of a sudden. And that look. That's not the look one would have when you really gotta go to the bathroom. There was definite fear in those eyes. I tried to see whatever it was that got him spooked, but we were now too far away from the accident and cars were obstructing the view. I pressed him to give me something, but he practically ignored me. Well, I can play the silent game too. My uncle was talking to me, but I pretended to be asleep. We were still an hour away from reaching Sandelos, so until he opened up to me on what he saw, I wasn't in the mood for conversation. It bothered me. Uncle John never kept secrets from me, so whatever he saw had to be big to upset him like that. Probably didn't want to spoil the mood for the weekend. I trust that when he's ready to share, he'll let me know. Uncle John takes off the ramp and pulls into the parking lot of Eddie's Eat and Go. I hear him say he was going to use the restroom. Yeah, keep up the facade, liar. I was still feeling petty, so I rushed out of the car and dashed into the store's one and only toilet stall. I mean, if he really had to go, he would make a big stink about it. Pun intended. Oh, maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
Kaylee's upset with me. She knows something wrong, and I hate lying to her. But how do you explain what I just saw? I still can't shake that grisly scene from my mind. To think that could have been me if Kaylee had stopped me. I promised full disclosure once she got out of the restroom and we were back on the road. Eddie's not particularly crowded today. Folks like me stopping in for snacks, alcohol, tobacco. The place is a prime spot for commuters. I count maybe 6 others perusing the aisles. I grab a big fatty classic burger and a bottle of Twist Cola, then stand in line to make my purchase. I hear the bell ring and this guy walks in. I immediately know the type. Not saying I'm profiling, but the way he looks and carries himself. Trashy jeans, black ball cap, and matching oversized winter jacket. How he constantly rotates his head over at the cashier. I know he's itching to steal. Sure enough, he walks straight to the beer cooler and grabs 2 cases of McGinty's. He starts walking briskly, right past the cashier towards the exit. So I drop my sandwich and soda and move to intercept. I have an absolute hatred for shoplifters. I hate that when the clerk catches them stealing, they act as if the employee is the one committing the crime. Not on my watch. I was about to make a grab for the case of beer when I heard the squeal of tires. A blue SUV plows into the shoplifter and his body flies into a nearby shelf with a sickening crunch. Karma's a bitch. Yeah, fuck you, asshole. I flip him the bird and go to check on the driver. That's when I notice 3 things. The first, the lady behind the wheel is struggling to push who I assume is her boy off her neck. A huge chunk of flesh hanging from his mouth. Kid looked like he's only 5 years old. Second, the passenger door slides open and his 12-year-old sister jumps out and sinks her teeth into the beer-stealing asshole's face. Lastly, I heard the slaps of feet running. Not away, but towards the Eat and Go. The people had that same crazed look in their eyes as that truck driver. Then I realized one thing. The most important thing. Kaylee!
What the fuck was that? I hear a large crash outside and my uncle screaming my name. My instinct tells me to lock myself in the bathroom stall, but panic and fear for my uncle's safety kicks my ass into motion. I open the door and am greeted with a sight of pure chaos. People running, being chased by other people, being eaten. There's blood everywhere. I try to call for Uncle John, but my lips won't work. I'm petrified where I stand. One of those crazed people, looking more creature than human, runs towards me. I'm about to die. Uncle John shrieks my name, and something heavy slams into that thing. It will reach for my neck with its long, sharp fingernails. I feel his hands cradling my face, wiping away tears. His voice is calm, but his face is a mask of anxiety. He tells me we gotta go, and I nod, lips moving, but no words escaping. Uncle John grabs my hand and pulls me towards the front entrance, but the door is blocked by a large SUV. People are slipping on their own blood, fighting these deranged humans. More of these creatures are slipping in through the cracks between the wall and the damaged vehicles. There's too many to count. We skirt the edges of the store, but the tangled mess of bodies have blocked us in. Back, 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 my uncle says as he pulls me through the employees-only service door. Someone grabs him from behind, and for a second, I fear it was one of those creatures. It's the cashier. His face and hands are covered in blood. He begs Uncle John to help him, but before my uncle can do anything, the guy gets dragged away by a feral woman. Uncle John slams the door and locks it. The store's back room had to have a delivery door. We spot our exit in the corner. I hear those things on the other side of the service door trying to break in. Uncle John takes a quick glance through the back door's peephole and nods, motioning it safe and clear. We step outside, staying low amongst the parked vehicles as we make our way to Uncle John's car. There are people across the street running, screaming, fighting with these nightmarish beings, and thankfully, none of them look our way. We make it to my uncle's car, and he fishes into his keys for his pockets. Before he can even press the button on the device, I open the passenger door and slip inside. Uncle John looks like he's about to chastise me for leaving the door unlocked, but knows this is not the time. He gets in, puts the car into drive, and peels out of Eddie's. We put a couple of miles between us and that chaotic bloodshed. There were little or no signs of the madness the further we drove on, but we left the main highway for the relative safety of back roads. Neither of us spoke. We would deal once we reached San Delos. I needed to stretch my legs, so I pushed my seat back, reclined the headrest, and...
Ow!
Ow? My uncle and I shared a look, and he immediately pulled over to the side. We quickly got out of the car and cautiously peered into the backseat window. There was movement under our bags and jacket. I reach for the door handle and look at Uncle John. He gets into position to throw a beatdown on whoever, or whatever, rushes out. He nods once, and I open the door. I leap back, expecting to see a monster jump out and attack my uncle. Instead, this Asian dude, maybe a couple of years older than me, scrambles out, mumbling a hurried apology and begging Uncle John not to shoot. He's too scared to notice that my uncle doesn't even have a gun. His dark bangs cover half his face, his toned abs exposed under his tattered shirt. Totally not my type. I mean, the guy's wearing pajama pants. Wait, what? This can't be the same jerk from the airport, right? He's about the same height and build. Same pants design, too, with the tiny little dinosaurs. And as I'm listening to the guy pleading with my uncle, I'm wondering, why the hell does he sound so familiar? And then it hits me. No. Absolutely no way. I hear the same voice in my headset almost every night. Oh, it's you.
Thank you. You have been listening to Feed, an Undead Horror, featuring the vocal talents of Kim White as the narrator, Lola Organa as Kaylee, Anthony Hahn as Isaac, and myself, Marque Gamiao, as Uncle John. Please like and subscribe for updates on the latest episodes. Until then, be safe, my friends.